Welcome to the Wathingarra Future Carbon Trial Site. Today we'll be looking at the effect of stacking different soil improvement strategies on top of each other to see if there's both an additive or an interactive effect. So this trial is currently in its second year and it runs for 4 years. What we're looking to do is see how each of these treatments impact on the amount of carbon that is fixed in the soil during this time, with a view to finding some of the more novel ways of improving soil carbon. So that's the sciencey side aside. Let's delve in and see what this looks like in real practice. This project is all about seeing whether we can improve the response to organic amendments by combining them with other soil amelioration techniques. And so before we jump in, I'd just like to acknowledge that this work has been supported by the Department of Primary Industries and Regional Development, along with the Soil CRC, and it's a project that's led by the Western Australian No-Till Farmers Association. So this site was established in 2021, and to start off the trial, we spread 6 different organic amendments, and they included compost, Ironman gypsum, compost with clay added, some zeolite, and some local clay to really represent what farmers are doing in the region already. So following that and going across each of the organic amendment treatments, we incorporated those into the soil through the use of a moldboard plough, a rotary spader, some shallow tillage, or left as an untreated control. And that way the organic amendments were mixed into the soil to varying degrees. And so the following year, we're trying to continually improve the soil by stacking more and more amendments on the trial site. And so what we did in the 2022 year was added either biochar or frass or a combination of both. Okay, so let's have a look at each of these treatments out in the field and see what they look like. What we've done is we've put the drone over our trial site and looked at about flowering time to see what differences there are in terms of biomass. So the first treatment we will look at is the moldboard treatment, and the first plot that comes up is where there was no biochar and frass applied. The next plot we're looking at is where this plot has been moldboarded and had biochar and frass applied. And you can see from this one that there has likely been an improvement in the amount of biomass. You can see in both of these moldboarding plots that there's been difficulties with establishment, and part of that was due to getting seeding depth right at sowing. The next treatment we look at now is shallow tillage, where biochar has been applied on its own. You can see that this has increased biomass production a little compared to the next plot, which is where there was shallow tillage with nil applied. The next treatment is shallow tillage with the addition of frass, so frass by itself. And here you can see there's been a little bit of difference in biomass production, but nowhere near as much as biochar. The next treatment, which really starts to stand out, is a rotary spading treatment, and you can see that biomass production is a lot higher there, and especially in this treatment where there's biochar and frass has been applied. The next plot is again rotary spading, but this is where nil biochar and frass have been applied, and you can see the plant growth is just not quite there. Although it is very good compared to other treatments, there is a little bit of a difference. With any good research project, you need some untreated controls. So the next plot is untreated control, so no incorporation with the addition of biochar and frass. And then the next treatment here is the untreated control with no extra amendments applied. And so this is really like the baseline level of doing very little. The next treatment is rotary spader with nil applied again. So we've seen one of these rotary spading treatments. Now this is the second of these, and you can see again the increase in biomass from where you used rotary spading. But you can also see just a little step up in difference, although both of the rotary spading plots are really good, with the addition of biochar and frass, which is this plot here. From the rotary spading now we move on to the moldboard ploughing with the addition of biochar and frass. And the next treatment is the moldboard plough, but without biochar and frass. And so you can see a little bit of a step back between these treatments. We move on to the next treatment, which is an untreated control with biochar and frass. And then to complete that, we have an untreated control with no biochar and frass. And so you can see a step back in biomass production there. To round out some of the single treatments, we have shallow tillage plus frass, and you can see a slight effect compared to the next treatment. Which is a shallow tillage but with nothing extra applied. Finally, we're looking at shallow tillage plus biochar, and you can see that there is a little bit of an increase in production. But by and large, the rotary spading really stands out as something that's worked well at this trial site. And so we're really keen to see at the end of the year what the impact will be on grain yield and grain quality. If you would like more information, including this year's and future years' results, head to our website www.wmgroup.org.au. Thanks for watching.